Mihrimah Sultan Sun and Moon or Light of the Moon 1522. The 25th of January 1578 was an Ottoman princess, the daughter of Ottoman Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent and his wife, Hurrem Sultan. She was the most powerful, greatest, and most respected imperial princess in the history and a prominent figure in the so-called Sultanate of Women. In Europe she was known as Sultana Kamiria, while in Constantinople she was known as Büyük Sultan, the Great Sultana. In 1539, Suleiman decided that Mihrimah should be married to Rustem Pasha, probably from Croatia, who had been seized through the Devshirme, and rose to become governor of Diyarbakir and later, Grand Vizier. Rustem's enemies circulated a rumor that he had leprosy, but the doctor dispatched to Diyarbakir to examine him found this to be untrue, although a louse was found in his clothing. Despite the fact that he changed his garments daily, the marriage took place on the 26th of November 1539 in the Old Palace, when Mihrimah was 17. Her wedding ceremony and the celebration for her younger brothers Bayezid and Cihanjar's circumcision occurred on the same day, the collective festivities lasting 15 days. 5 years later, in 1544, Suleiman selected her husband to become Grand Vizier, a post he held until his death in 1561, bar a 2-year interval when he was dismissed to assuage popular outrage following the execution of Wezid, Crown Prince Mustafa in 1553. Shortly after Mihrimah's wedding, she developed a rheumatoid-like condition and spent most of her life dealing with the illness. Although Mihrimah and her mother made efforts to promote Rustem as an inmate of the Sultan, he was actually kept at a distance from the royal presence. Mihrimah and Rustem had one daughter, Ayşe Hümaşah Sultan, born in 1541, and a son, Sultan Zad Osman Bey, born in 1546. After Rustem's death in 1561, she offered to marry Semiz Ali Pasha, who had succeeded him as Grand Vizier. When he declined, she chose not to marry again, returning instead to the royal palace. Mihrimah also sponsored a number of major architectural projects. Her most famous foundations are the 2 Istanbul mosque complexes that bear her name, both designed by her father's chief architect, Mimar Sinan. The first Mihrimah Sultan Mosque, also known as the Iskil Mosque, is one of Üsküdar's most prominent landmarks and was built between 1543 or 1544 and 1548. The twin minaret mosque complex consisted of a mosque, a madris, a soup kitchen to feed the poor, a clinic, and a primary school. The primary school, library, and madris are now used as an outpatient clinic. The second Mihrimah Sultan Mosque beside the Edirne Gate in the western wall of the old city of Istanbul was built between 1562 and 1565. It consists of a fountain, madris, and hammam. Unlike its namesake, it features a single minaret. She also commissioned the repair of the Ain Zubaydah spring in Mecca and established a foundation to supply wrought iron to the navy. Mihrimah Sultan died in Istanbul on the 25th of January 1578, having outlived all her siblings. She is Suleiman's only child to have been buried in his tomb in the Süleymaniye Mosque complex.